Sorry about the camera. The camera's terrible. It just shuts off automatically. Every few minutes it will just shut off. And then I gotta turn it back on. So like I was saying, I believe immigration needs to be cut at least 50%, 75%. We need to get immigration massively reduced so it's more sustainable, so our country's population doesn't skyrocket up to 500, 800, a billion people, because that will turn America into a third world country where the wages are dirt low, us working class, middle class people are dirt poor, and then the filthy rich ruling elites make all the money, and they become the socialist overlords, and then we people on the bottom, us middle class people, we collapse and we become poverty. It's totally disgusting, it's totally sick, and that's their system. So I strongly support cutting immigration, at least 50%, maybe 75%. I strongly support building the wall. And another thing I want to talk about real quick is with H-1B visas, I think the numbers need to be reduced by about 50%, and I am vehemently against the spouses of H-1B visa holders getting work permits. I'm vehemently against that. I mean, the whole point of the H-1B visa was you have a high-tech skill, you're a doctor, you have a skill that America needs. So you're being allowed to come here and work because you have a skill. It's not so your wife can work. No, it's not so your spouse can work. No, that was never part of the deal. It was never part of the deal that your spouse could then get a retail job, get a factory job, get a job, compete with us Americans, and lower our wages. No. That was never part of the deal. All right, the deal was you could come here because you were a doctor, you were a high-techie, you had a special skill. All right, now the program, the H-1B visa, the corporations have massively abused it. They've fired so many Americans. They've laid off so many Americans. They've gutted so many jobs of Americans working those jobs. It's disgusting. That's why the program needs to be massively reduced. The number of H-1B visas needs to be cut in half. It needs to be cut by 50% at least. There are good people on H-1B visas, don't get me wrong. There's good doctors, there's good techies that have good skills, and they're good people, and they do deserve to come here on the H-1B visa. I strongly support that. Right? But the numbers need to be reduced by 50%. The numbers need to be reduced by 50%. There needs to be new safeguards put in place, new regulations put in place to protect American workers from being fired after they train their H-1B visa worker replacement. The H-1B visas come in, the American workers have to train them, and then the American workers get laid off, and then the H-1B visas, foreigners, take the jobs. That is vehemently disgusting. I'm vehemently against it, all right? So, like I was saying, the H-1B visa needs to be cut in half. The spouses should not be given work permits. I'm vehemently against the spouses be given work permits. Just the H-1B visa people can work. The spouses cannot work. We need new safeguards, regulations put in place to protect American workers from being fired, laid off, and we need to cut the numbers by 50% because there's a lot of scams. There's a lot of companies that are just hiring these people, paying them really low wages. It's very oppressive. There's a lot of companies hiring these people. The American workers have to train them. The American workers get laid off, and then the foreigner workers take over for lower wage. So the program needs to be totally reformed. It needs to be cut in half, and the spouses should not be able to work. So I just want to say that real quick. It's another issue. Another issue I want to say real quick is I'm going to talk about different minority groups in the Democrat Socialist Party. The Democrat Socialist Party. All right, you're an African American. You do not benefit voting for the Democrat Socialist Party. All right, you don't benefit. The Democrat Socialist Party, they just want you a Democrat Party voter. They want you dirt poor. They want you on welfare. They want you on food stamps. They want your life wrecked. All right, because if you get ahead, if you buy a nice house for $200,000-300,000, you get a Cadillac, you get a nice job, you're a business owner, you got a wife, you got a family, odds are you ain't voting for that socialist Democrat Party. Odds are you ain't gonna vote for them. So they want to keep you poor to keep you on their voter rolls. It's sick, it's disgusting, right? And Latinos, it's the same way. It's the same way with the Democrat Socialist Party. They just want you dirt poor. They want you on food stamps, welfare, so they can keep you on their voter rolls. So you keep voting for them, thinking you're going to get a bigger welfare check, a bigger food stamp check. It's just a total scam. It's a total scam. They don't want you buying a house. Look at California. Look at California where the houses are $1 million. They don't want you to be able to buy a house, because if you buy a house and you have a wife and you have 2 kids and you own a small business, guess what? You ain't going to vote for those fucking communists. You ain't going to vote for those socialist tyrants. You ain't going to vote for those gun banners. You know what I'm saying? You ain't voting for them. You're going to vote for a libertarian or conservative or Republican. You ain't going to vote for those Democrat socialist candidates. Their entire system is to keep you poor. Their entire system is to make you a slave. And if you're white, it's the same thing. It's the same thing if you're white. The Democrat Socialist Party, They want to give you food stamps, they want to give you welfare, they want to make the white woman all 400 pounds overweight with 3 different babies on the food stamps and welfare, and they want to make her a Democrat Party voter, and I think it's fucking sick. Alright, you're a woman, you be skinny, you be sexy, you be good looking, you will get a good man, and you will get a small single family house in real America, middle America, you get a nice Cadillac, and you'll have a good life, and you ain't voting for them Democrat socialists. You ain't gonna vote for them Democrat socialists. Every group that votes for the Democrat socialists, the entire Democrat socialist playbook is to make you poor, make you poor, make you poor, make you poor. That's their entire system. Because the second you get ahead, the second you buy a house, the second you start a business, you realize the Democrat Socialist Party is not your friend, they're your enemy. They want to raise your taxes, they want to take your money, they want to ban the guns. They are the enemy, they are not your friend. Alright? Every group, it's the same thing. The Democrats are not your friend, they are the enemy. And then you look at these Democrats, these filthy rich billionaire Democrats, these billionaire CEOs, these billionaire techie CEOs, that's the Democrat Party at the top. They make all the money, and then they just want everybody else a slave. They want everybody else on welfare, dirt poor, on food stamps, and I think it's sick. I think it's fucking sick. The Democrat Socialist Party, they want to have house prices astronomical so they can make you a renter for life. They can make you a renter for life so you never get to middle class. You never get to middle class. You never be middle class. You never have house equity. You never have nothing. Democrat Party is about socialism, about making you poor. It's about making you poor so you can't get ahead. And it's all about making you single so you don't have a family, so nobody helps you, so you're all alone, and then you're voting for the Democrats because you think they're going to give you more food stamps and more welfare. It is a sick, disgusting system. And I just want to say that real quick.